Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Just doing a dark ale mini mash. It's more just to show you the recipe and a couple of my techniques I use. It's not fully detailed, but I'll include the recipe on www.cellardweller.net. I'll leave a link down the bottom. Oops, down the bottom there. And let's hit it, eh? I had some problems during the filming. Some of the video of me putting the grain into the mash tun for some reason didn't work, but that's okay. The rest of it's here for you to see. Cheers. Today I'm brewing a Smokey dark ale. We have a 1.25 kilo smoked German malt, Rolsch malt, 200 grams of chocolate malt and 250 grams of Caramunic. I'm going to mini mash that and add the tin of Tui's Classic Dark Ale. After some experimenting, the best size pot I could find that we had for 4.5 litres of water and 2 kilo of grain nearly was this one here. After putting some water in it and seeing how well it keeps temperature, I was losing about 5 degrees, which I didn't want to lose that much. So I found if I put it in this other pot, like that, and I put water in there, not only does it protect the bottom of my bag, I don't have a room to put anything to keep the grain bag off the bottom, so it'll protect the grain bag from the heat if I have to heat it up again. But I found, once I put it in there with some water, get it all to the right temperature, and I cover it in some towels and stuff, blankets, it keeps the temperature fine. I've got my grain bag inside the pot there with 4.5 litres of water, and I also have my sparge water, just over 7 litres. They're ready to heat up. Well, I'm looking for 76 degrees for my strike water. I'm just about there. Alright, we've got the grain in there at the right temperature. So now I just put the lid on and keep it warm for 75 minutes. It's my mash tun underneath the quilt. It's sitting at 66 degrees now. That's great. That's great. So at the end of 75 minutes, still 66.4. That's just about perfect. Just about perfect. Have my sparge water, 7.5 litres, heat it up to 74 degrees. That's where I want it. So now I'm going to take the quilt off my mash tun. Pick up the bag of grain. Just let it drain. It's going to be hot. You try and squeeze it if you like, if you've got cast iron hands. Once that's just about drained, you pop that into your sparge water. Give it a good mix up. So here we have, that was from the first mash, what was left over. And here's the grain bag in with the sparge water. Just give it a stir. Whack the lid on and leave that for another 10 minutes. Alright, that's been sitting out there for 10 minutes, 15 actually. It's time to get it out. Just let it drain. You can chuck that out now, rubbish. Keep the bag, of course. And you add your first runnings, your big pot. I should have around 10 litres there now. And you get that on the boil. I'm not adding any more hops to this. The pre-hop can is enough bitterness for this. I want to be able to taste this smokiness rather than hops. I just took a refractive measurement. It was 9.5, which is about 1037, and the estimated was 1036. So that's really good. It's really good. Okay, I think we're just about to hit the boil now. Just starting. There we go. And seeing how I'll go for time, I might actually boil. Seeing how we go for time, I might boil it for an hour. It's a bit hard with my rugrat running around. It might only be half an hour, but hopefully it's an hour. We're right near the end of the boil. So I'm going to throw in the 300 grams of dextrose. Stir that in. Just let that simmer for a minute or two. I'm going to add the can of extract. Turn off the heat. And add the extract. Stir that in. Put the lid on and cool that bed down as quick as I can. I'll stick it in the sink with some cold water. I'll just fill that up, the first batch, then I'll probably drain it out, add some more cold water, and I've got some ice just to speed it up as well. That's cooled down now. It's about 25 degrees or something. I've got to put cold water in it when I put it in the fermenter. So everything's sanitised. Now I'm just going to top that up with cold water.
What a guess. 23 litres.
Just stir with a centre spoon. It's around 20 degrees, which is fine for the yeast. Just using Sapphire US5. Done. www.cellardweller.net. Get on it. The recipe will be there. Cheers.